Welcome to You Are Your Name. In this episode, we're going to address the question, so how does a name change relate to spirituality? We're not suggesting that if you change your name to a balanced name that you'll become more spiritual, but there is a connection between name and our thinking pattern, and there is a connection between universal thinking and spirituality. So let's look at this in a little more detail. First, let's agree that each person has a universal potential. If that potential is developed, the mind would express spiritual qualities. How else could spirituality express except through mind? Spirituality has been associated to the adherence to a religious belief rather than what it really is, a universal quality of mind. For example, which qualities of mind are more spiritual? A mind that is self-centered, critical, moody, and indulgent, or a mind that is kind, happy, stable, understanding, and disciplined? This discordant mind lives in a world of thought controlled by their lower emotions. These emotional qualities create turmoil and discord in their life, whereas the happy mind expresses the constructive qualities relative to a balanced mind, which add to and enhance life. So if we agree that discordant mental expression is the opposite to spirituality, we should agree that spiritual growth is dependent upon two factors. The first is our degree of mental balance, and the second is our growth in concept to be able to discipline the lower emotions and express the universal potential of mind. Mental balance is better understood when we recognize that the qualities of mind are mathematical. There are 9 basic qualities from 1 to 9, and each of those numbers represents a larger set of qualities. We are a mixture of many of these qualities depending upon the names that we use. As well, we can measure our month, day, and year of birth to understand the inner qualities or birth path potential that we should develop during our lifetime. Each of the qualities from 1 to 9 has a constructive and destructive aspect depending upon the degree of balance of the mind. Take, for example, the 1 quality. A balanced expression of the 1 quality is honest, independent, original, inventive, and witty. An unbalanced expression of that same quality is egotistical, materialistic, self-centered, and selfish. It is the higher and lower expression of the same quality. The innovative creativity of the 1 represents the higher potential of the 1, whereas the self-centered and materialistic qualities are the unbalanced and destructive expression of that same quality. The question arises, what determines whether these qualities express constructively or destructively? The answer is the intrinsic mathematical balance or lack of balance in the names that we use. You are your name because your names are the tuning mechanism for how your mind is formulated. If you change your names, your thinking will change. In lieu of a name change, we can strive to master the discord inherent in our unbalanced names through discipline and mental growth. But the unbalanced name will remain as the fundamental blueprint of our mind. A more effective and logical approach, once we're aware of the limiting factor of the unbalanced names, is to use names that are mathematically balanced. Mathematically balanced names are harmonious and free of the tensions and reactions created by unbalanced names. Many unbalanced names represent real obstacles to health, happiness, and success. Invariably, people who change to balanced names experience greater happiness, well-being, and greater mental freedom. Mental freedom is when our mind draws from the constructive qualities of mind more consistently. Through consistent use of balanced names, our thinking gradually changes to be more harmonious. Gradually, we overcome the past restrictions of the unbalanced names. We can develop those constructive qualities more deliberately through developing a broader understanding of this principle. But just by using the balanced names, we will create many constructive changes in our life. This process of developing greater mental freedom is the underlying theme of Kabbalion philosophy online study programs. Mental freedom is when the mind rises above the lower destructive weaknesses described in the name report and consistently expresses the higher, constructive strengths inherent in a balanced name. Mental freedom is being free of the lower qualities, such as greed, envy, selfishness, argumentativeness, discontent, jealousy, indulgence, and negativity. A mentally free mind draws from the constructive qualities of 1 to 9, which include objectivity, kindness, happiness, patience, versatility, honesty, depth of mind, and love of life, to name just a few. People who use balanced names are not immune from their lower emotions. They still need to discipline these impulses, especially those that have been developed from previously unbalanced names. But a balanced name creates more harmonious thinking and more harmonious outcomes to our life. But we still have to grow in concept to create spiritual expression. And that starts with a conscientious study of the physical, mental, and spiritual laws of mind as taught in our online study program. As we apply these laws, we can become the best version of ourselves. Every person should develop their universal conscious potential. The Kalex philosophy teaches that it starts with understanding the mathematical principle of name, because if we don't measure the constructive and destructive qualities of our daily thinking, it's very difficult to remain free of our lower nature. Because our names are the fundamental tuning mechanism for our thinking, a change to a balanced name has a direct relationship to the quality of our thinking. And as we broaden our concept, our thinking becomes spiritual expression. How does a name change relate to spirituality? If we agree that spirituality is the evolution of mind to higher, more universal qualities of thought, the change to a balanced name can be an important step in bringing those qualities into our life through greater mental balance. And by studying and applying this principle in our lives, we can create the mental growth to a universal concept, which is also known as spirituality. Nothing is accomplished without effort, but the balanced name harmonizes our thinking to our inner potential. Combined with the mental growth possible through using these principles consciously, we will attract the opportunities to develop our universal conscious potential, creating the happiness, health, success, and spiritual attainment to which we all aspire. In this episode, we'll analyze the name of Phyllis, Phyllis, because the names of Audrey, Audrey, and Ivy, Ivy, and Doug have the same mathematical name formulas. The analysis could apply to those names as well. Stephanie Lovick is a long-term student and experienced presenter on the Kalex philosophy. So let's hear what she has to say about Phyllis.
Phyllis is the quintessential people person, as the expression is. She loves the whole wide world. She wants to love everyone in the world. She wants peace and harmony and togetherness for everyone. It's a beautiful, warm, loving, and very feminine quality, coming across as a very charming personality. However, while potentially giving and loving, Phyllis is just too often sidetracked by her emotions, having ups and downs, jealousy, shattered ideals, because she's so intense and often so possessive, and she gets so fixated on small issues. For example, very prone to gossip. She must have a constructive outlet for the feelings and the creativity of her nature. She expects recognition and appreciation, and if she doesn't get it, she can become quite critical, picky about others. Now, she wants to be humanitarian. Think of Albert Schweitzer, or think of other famous teachers like Gandhi who, they want to help people and they get out there and do something about it. That's what she'd like to see herself doing, but it's not going to happen as a rule, because that inspirational urge is not good at managing the emotions and is not good at disciplining the feelings. So she has this visionary potential, but it's undermined by the desire for easy living, develops habits of lazy-mindedness and the reluctance to knuckle down and make the decisions and follow through to get something accomplished. Procrastination is a big, big concern, or perhaps should be a big concern. And lack of concentration will lead Phyllis to steer herself away from hard work and look for feel-good activities like overspending or overeating. Such a feminine quality, often very flirtatious. and very maternal, but also very possessive and a worrywart if she loves someone. It's like she wants to control how their life is going to play out. But of course, none of us owns another person at any age. In terms of her health, Phyllis is going to be impacted by the intense emotional urges and desires, affects the nervous system. She's very sensitive and could even be psychic, very intuitive. But in addition, the two quality in her name, which is combined influence of the vowels and consonants, affects the fluid functions of the body, which could mean overweight. It could just mean fluid retention, a general lack of vitality. A properly balanced name would allow Phyllis to face up to the issues that are spoiling fulfillment for her and allow her to understand the impact of all those choices relative to diet and exercise. Why is the body so overweight? Why is the energy so low? All answered by the teachings of the Kabbalion philosophy, so that the inner ideals can be developed and channeled into worthwhile endeavors and a great personal development and satisfaction, life worth living and serving others.
Every Phyllis will be unique, but they all will draw from the same mathematical qualities that will shape their lives and their thinking. Her surname and any nickname she might have used will either add or detract from the specific qualities of her first name. We encourage you to discover how your names have shaped your life and your thinking pattern by going to www.kabbalarians.com and get a free detailed name and birth date report. That is www.kabbalarians.com or www.youareyourname.com, and it will forward you to the same website. Whenever you're ready, here are 3 ways we can help you. Number 1, the Balanced Name Recommendation Service. Join the thousands of others who have harmonized their names with their inner potential to improve their health, happiness, and success. Number 2, learn the principles of mental freedom. Participate in our online training program to gain the essential tools to create all the progressive changes you seek in your life. These proven truths will open up new perspectives and accelerate your attainment of health, happiness, and success. Number 3, let Kalex Solutions help you choose a balanced name for your business, because many business names are an impediment to one's overall business success.